point lead in the first quarter, gets outscored 36-21 to be down at halftime by 5 points. Zach LaVine, pretty hot in this game, 4 for 7 overall, 4 assists, 1 rebound, 2 turnovers, 2 bad turnovers at that, but 14 points. Nikola Vucevic, who's been our most consistent player this year, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers from him, but he chips in 12 points. DeMar DeRozan's been playing like DeMar DeRozan in the first half of games. He's only 2 for 4, only 8 points in this game. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line, though. But listen, the Bulls, they do it. For the first quarter there, the Miami Heat got off to a bad start shooting three-pointers. They still are only 8 for 23 from three-point range, but they've allowed Robinson off the bench to get hot for 12 points. Bam Adebayo is killing them with 16 points and 5 assists, 5 rebounds as well. And then Tyler Hero, who got hot as well there for a little bit of stretch of time. Oladipo 7, he's 3 for 8. They're doing a pretty good job there. But this team should not be down this much to a Miami Heat team that they've beat before, and they're without Jimmy Butler. This is just like, this is what I say with the team. It's so hard to get too up on this team because they played a really good first quarter, but then they went on a scoring drought. Keep in mind, they scored 31 points in the first quarter, but then eventually were down 40. It was like 45 to like 34 or something like that. Allowed the Miami Heat to go on a 20 to like 4 run. That is not acceptable. This is why it's so hard to have any hope for this team. This team, they very well may still win this game, right? Much better second half so far in the season, but it never feels good. It never feels good with this team. Never. It's like I said, not a bad half at all. I don't want to act like it's a bad half, but it's just that was a terrible second quarter. Was this the first game where Billy let LaVine finish the first quarter and sub? No, this happened before. It actually happened in a couple of other games as well. I can't remember the games off the top of my head, but it has happened before. But with that being said, shout out to LaVine for cooking. Shout out to LaVine for cooking. People was playing hard, and I respect that, but he definitely hurt us in the half. Absolutely. Boneheaded plays on the offense and defensive end from Patrick Williams. He's playing with a lot of heart, and you got to give him that. There is something to be said about playing with heart on a team that has not had any heart this season, but you can't play with heart and without a brain. And that's what Patrick Williams is playing like right now. All heart, no brain. He's making some boneheaded ass decisions out there. It's Patrick Williams on both sides of the ball, and hopefully that goes better for him in the second half of this game. Patrick, I thought so. 0 for 4 in this game so far. Now he's taken 4 shots. Shout out to him. That means he has 5 more shots before Billy Donovan tells him to stop shooting. But 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Kobe White in this game, 3 for 5 from the field, 14 points off the bench. He's our second. He's tied for the most points scored off the bench. Kobe White giving us what we wanted to see from him off the bench. 3 for 5, getting to the free throw line 5 times, 2 rebounds, no turnovers, no personal fouls. Bulls with 11 turnovers so far in this game. 19 rebounds to tie in the rebounding battle. The Bulls shooting 50%. Guess what? The Miami Heat also shooting 50%. Bulls 6 for 16 from three-point range. The Miami Heat 8 for 23. But Kobe White putting together a pretty damn good game. Completely agree with you here. LaVine should not have been on the bench for 6 minutes. No, he should not have. And that's when they went on their run. Mike, Kobe's looking good on D. Kobe, I'm telling you guys, Kobe, if this Bulls team does decide to trade DeMar or even trade Zach for that matter, they should keep Kobe White. Because Kobe White is starting to flash a more solid bench type production role, meaning his shot is not always going to fall. That's just not who Kobe White is at this point of his career, but he's starting to show he's passing pretty good, getting the ball on the floor pretty good, like playing defense pretty damn good, right? Not excellent, not anything to like write home about, but he's rounding out to start being a pretty good bench production player, and that's what we need to see from Kobe White. I simply don't like the stench I'm getting from this team. Something smells bad. Oh, it's because there's rotting flesh on this team. You ain't got to worry about it. There's something rotting on this team. Let's cut the cancer out. Whatever you just deem that cancer to be needs to be cut out. Bro, it's always something now. They show effort on defense and suck on offense. They can never have a good game on both. Well, they started off good on offense in the first quarter. That second quarter was absolutely terrible. Y'all got to stop. See, the blind shame on Vooch is ridiculous. Vooch has been our most consistent, more consistent than DeMar, more consistent than Zlin. I'm not saying he's scoring more than him, but he's been more consistent and rebounding the ball pretty well. So it's not like, I get it. Bam is a damn good player. If we were going to replace Vooch with any player, Bam is definitely one of those. Still a solid passer, can shoot the ball some. He definitely plays out in transition. It's definitely a rim protector, but you're not going to get Bam for Vooch. But I get what you're saying with that. Melvin says, it's clear who the problem is now. Everyone blames Zach LaVine today. I don't think I can watch another Bulls game until Billy Donovan's fired. Where the fuck is Drummond? This collapse is all on Billy. It's some on Billy. But still, the players did not play up to the defensive level that we expect. You don't have Javonte out there, so that's part of that. But the stretch of not having DeMar or Zach in the game for a long period of time, and then not to stop the bleeding, and they eventually brought in DeMar when the Heat were already on a considerable run, right? Yeah, Billy Donovan, again, this is why I say when people say it's not all on Billy, and it's not all on Billy. But if you don't understand how coaching changes some things for teams, then you just don't understand basketball. That rotation by the Bulls actively hurt the Bulls for sure. Key to the second half is limited turnovers for sure. Absolutely. Wow, Kobe White is the best player in the NBA, bro. He honestly reminds me of Kurt Heinrich. I wouldn't say Kirk. He doesn't play nearly the brand of defense Kurt Heinrich did, but I understand what you mean by that. Goon says, I'm not going to lie, these last couple of games, Kobe, Vooch act like they care. Everybody else can eat ass. I agree with you. And that's the thing. People all were shitting on Kobe. Kobe's turned himself into a pretty damn good bench player. Shout out to Kobe White for stepping up. Absolutely. Especially when we need it. Alana's in the building and says, hello, what's going on, Alana? Jonathan Washington Jr. P. Will was a nightmare this first half. Hopefully he turns it around. Yeah, because Patrick Williams that starts hitting some shots changes this game, right? Like up the stream, definitely. But see, that's the thing. Everybody goes to this. It's not about names. Keep in mind, and this is something I said, everybody who asked this question, and V.O. Walker, please, I don't mean this as a negative, but everybody who asked this question, it's not about going out and getting the biggest name. Eric Spoelstra was not a big name when the Miami Heat hired him. Not at all. Ime Udoka was not a big name coach when the Boston Celtics hired him. Even their coach now, I always forget his name. Nobody knew who the hell he was. He's doing a pretty damn good job coaching, right? You don't have to go after the coaching is not like players. You don't have to go after a big name coach to improve a team. You just have to go after a coach that has the vision and the foresight and the game plan and the adjustments to get better out of your team. I would rather the Chicago Bulls go out and find the next great coach than go after a big name coach. They did that with Billy Donovan. You remember, people didn't even think Billy Donovan was going to become available or the Bulls could get him. They went after the big name. It didn't work. You don't always have to go after a big name to improve your coaching. And that's something that I wish that the mindset would change on this asking, well, who we're going to get better than Billy Donovan? Hopefully it's a coach that nobody knows, so that way we can build them up in our franchise and in our organization. That's what you need to do. Phil Jackson wasn't heralded as this great coach when the Bulls got him in. Now, they got him in this building as an assistant, then he took over. You don't always need to go after a big-name head coach to improve your team. Nobody in the league knew who the hell Eric Spoelstra was, and now he's one of the best coaches in the NBA. So we got to stop that asking, well, what name? Well, who are going to get better than Billy Donovan? That's possible. You do not have to have a big-name head coach to find a better coach. You don't have to do that. We got to stop that. We definitely got to stop that. Smokey says, I can see Kobe as our sixth man of the future if he keeps progressing. Completely agree. This is why you don't give up on young players if you can avoid it. Now, granted, I understood if the Bulls let Kobe White walk. I told you guys the reasons before. If they sign Kobe and Io this offseason, that's about $90 million in just guards on your roster. But with his level of play lately, the fact that he's still young, the fact that he could still progress even more, you got to kind of, you may have to bite the bullet and pay that. Well, that would be where the real Brando. That would be where you're wrong at. Billy Donovan is a good coach. He's just not a great coach, and he's probably not a championship level coach. But Billy Donovan is not a horrible basketball coach. He's just not. He's a solid NBA coach. He's just not great. And just because you're good does not mean you're good for this team. It doesn't make him a horrible coach just because it doesn't seem to be working out in Chicago. It's just his game plan with this roster, the lack of progression he's getting from the young players. This just may not be the roster for him. But I guarantee you, if Billy Donovan went to a team to coach that team where the culture was already set, it was a team with veterans on it, you would get much better results out of Billy Donovan. He's just not a championship level coach, but he's still a good coach. Joshua C. Hey, Haize, what's going on, fam? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he wants to be. That's his role in the NBA. He hasn't shown an ability to be a starter. He just hasn't been. First of all, hold on. This is why he's talking shit. Let's put him back on the Summer Jam screen, shall we? Should we put the man back on the Summer Jam screen? Bro, you got to shut the fuck up. Like, literally, don't ask no questions. You need to ask your mama why she birthed you to look like that. You got to ask your mama why she made you a loser. You got to ask your pappy why he didn't love his son enough to raise you as a man. You got to ask your daddy why he didn't show you enough attention that you're looking to get attention from a grown-ass man in a YouTube comment. That's what you need to ask yourself. Don't be asking me no questions. I ain't got no answers for you. Ask your mammy, ask your pappy. That's what you need to be doing. But to your question, don't the Bulls need an athletic wing like Wiggins, Jaylen Brown, Kawhi, LeBron, KD? I mean, it definitely would help, especially if that wing could also hit threes. It would definitely help some. Definitely help. Oh, man. Oh, wait. You talk about an athletic wing. Dalen Terry would like a word. He definitely has the ability to be that. I definitely think, and not to a superstar level, we got to actually see that come to fruition, but Dalen Terry absolutely has the chance to be that athletic defensive wing. For sure. No, that fish should be a crime. Is Dalen? No, Dalen is not. I think he's still down at the G League assignment. I don't see why everyone was jumping on Zach. Yeah, he's getting paid the most, but all BS on this team ain't his fault. And this is the thing. All the crap on this team isn't any one person's fault. It isn't just the coaching staff's fault. It isn't just any one player's fault. It isn't any of that. It's a lot of combinations, things that just have all boiled over for this team. I second that. Put Dalen in. This year's not a bust yet. That's where I disagree. It's way too early to say it's a bust for sure. Hey, I like the guy who coached when Billy was out with sickness last year. Well, that's Chris Fleming, but keep in mind, Chris Fleming even said it. Those game plans were still Billy Donovan was still calling in and helping them come up with the game plan. Now, I will say Chris Fleming did seem quicker to adjustments, but let's keep in mind that Dalen Terry still was a big part. I mean, Dalen Terry, Billy Donovan was still a big part of those game plans going forward. It's messed up. Almost every team is playing their rookie, and we can't play ours. I mean, I feel you. Reginald, no. Zach doesn't move. Zach's still a shooting guard. At that point, you hopefully in that trade you get another small forward. Or you move P. Will back to the small forward, and then, I mean, we still don't have anything. Oh, no. Probably Javonte. Probably at that point, Javonte. It still doesn't bring a lot of shooting, but maybe Javonte at that point. No, it's not really disrespectful because they are doing that so we can get minutes and develop. But all right, we are back. The game's back on. I will see you guys right here for the post-game show. Peace, y'all.